will start. So,
you want to start, David?
yes. So, Mr. Should I pronounce it the French way or the American way?
How
do you say? Doyon? Is it all
Doyon,
right?
oui.
Is Doyon all right? Okay.
Marcel
Excellent.
Doyon.
Marcel Doyon, fantastic. So, Mr. Marcel Doyon, dear friends and family, it is an honor to have the opportunity today to decorate one of Maine's distinguished veterans, you, Mr. Marcel Doyon, for your outstanding contribution to the liberation of my country, France. Your service reminds us of the decisive role played by the American people in World War II. It is thanks to their commitment, along with the Free French forces and the other allies' relentless efforts, that Europeans managed to escape a brutal rule and are able today to enjoy democracy and freedom. France recognizes the tremendous sacrifice and courage that went into its liberation from Nazi occupation. It is our duty to honor those such as yourself who participated in freeing France and Europe. Allow me to just say a few facts about this prestigious award, the Legion of Honor. It was established in 1802 by then Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte. It is exclusively awarded in cases of exemplary military and civilian services. It is the oldest and highest honor in France. It was awarded to you by a decree of the President of the French Republic, Mr. François Hollande. I would like now to just tell a little bit about the specific role that you played in the liberation of France and in the Allies' victory. Mr. Marcel Doyon was inducted into the US Army on March 3, 1943. He arrived in France on Omaha Beach in June of 1944 during the landings in Normandy with the 623rd Engineer Company. He was then transferred to the 104th Regiment of the 26th Infantry Division and participated in the campaigns of Northern France, Central Europe, the Ardennes and Rhineland. As a truck driver, Mr. Doyon was charged with operating and maintaining the vehicles and tools for the army. For Mr. Doyon's bravery and service in Europe during World War II, he was decorated with the European African Middle Eastern Campaign Medal, the Good Conduct Medal, the Bronze Star Medal. He and his fellow soldiers of the 104th Regiment also received the Croix de Guerre avec Palme from Charles de Gaulle, the hero of the French liberation, on November 3, 1945, for having been a decisive element during the liberation of France. Mr. Doyon, we are grateful to you for your heroic actions. In spite of constant exposure to danger, you and your fellow soldiers showed extraordinary courage and bravery throughout your service in France. You demonstrated a spirit of honorable sacrifice in keeping with the proud tradition of military service. Your contribution is an exemplary model for all future generations, particularly as both French and American troops are still engaged in the fight for freedom in other parts of the world. And I want to tell you that the history of Europe after World War II teaches us that these sacrifices are not in vain. As you may know, France and Germany, who had been repeatedly at war for more than a century, have now become among the closest partners, and the possibility of a war in Western Europe has just become unthinkable. So this is thanks to you and to your commitment. So I would like to thank all the friends and family who have come here to this ceremony today, and just say, Mr. Doyon, thank you for your courage and dedication. It is truly a privilege for me to decorate you today with the Legion of Honor as a token of France's eternal gratitude. And we shall proceed to the ceremony, and Mr. Doyon is not going to be surprised because it will take place in French. Because, as you may know, chevalier in French means a knight. So, and as in, you know, those old stories about knights and dragons and princesses, you have sometimes some magical formula, and if it's not said in French, it doesn't work. So I have to. So we'll proceed. Monsieur Doyon, au nom du Président de la République, nous vous remettons les insignes de chevalier de la Légion d'honneur. Je vais essayer de t'accrocher un peu mieux. Oui,
What?
ça marche pas très bien.
Must have been made in France.
China.
China.
I was wondering, Faites en Chine. They need a woman to help them.
Straight.
Thank you very much. I am very, very humble and grateful to accept this honor. Also accept this in the memory of all those who never came back. There on Omaha Beach. I would like to add also, as we celebrate our independence on the 4th of July, which is tomorrow, let us not forget that France came to our aid by sending Lafayette to help us defeat the British over 200 years ago. And Lafayette Square in Washington is in his honor. So I want to thank you so very much to honor, and I will cherish this for the rest of my life, for what I have left.
Thank you.
I don't have too many years left. I know, combien? 95.
95 ans, c'est beau.
En 95, on a 96.
Mais vous allez bien, vous allez bien.
Oh, c'est ma vie qui manque.
Ah, bah ça va, ça va. Bah, vous disiez bien.
Ouais. C'est mon fils.
Bravo.
Merci beaucoup.
Yay.